Well, it's
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for joining. Like we had kind of shot out in some emails and some Facebook messages, Coldwell Banker is going through another transition within their technology systems. We're going to be moving from CB Exchange to CB Desk. I think that you'll see it's very similar to CB Exchange. It just has a couple more features that are really beneficial and super easy to use. Keep in mind that CB Exchange is not like completely going away. They're going to keep the platform on, I think, at least until 2021 as they start to transition people over. So if you're not super comfortable after the call today, you can still log into CB Exchange for the time being, and then maybe set up some one-on-one time to get that additional training that you may need. If you're fairly familiar with CB Exchange, again, it should be a fairly seamless transition over to the new CB Desk. So without any further ado, I'm going to share my screen here. I think that is going to be the easiest way to do it. All right. So we're just on a blank web browser here. Your address is going to be mycbdesk.com. Okay, so mycbdesk.com is the address that we go to. It looks like it's already got me logged in, so I apologize. I logged in about an hour ago just to make sure that everything was up and cooking. If you don't go right to this home screen, it's literally going to take you to the login screen that looks just like CB Exchange. Okay, so you'll go and it'll be the login screen for CB Exchange. If you're like me, I save all my username and passwords or else I forget everything. Otherwise, it's your Coldwell Banker login username and then your password and log in. Again, that initial login screen, exactly the same as CB Exchange, so no change there. All right, so once you actually click the login and you're in CB Desk, this is what your new homepage looks like. Okay, as you can see, a lot of the same icons as we already have. They're just kind of set up a little bit differently. So when we look at like an Express Docs and we hover over that icon or brand serve, it's gonna let you know, hey, I'm over this icon. Whenever your pointer changes from a pointer to a finger, that means you're gonna be able to access that application or that product, okay? So if I wanted to go into Express Docs, I simply click on the name or the circle, or even down here where it says affiliate dashboard. That's all gonna take me to the same screen, all right? If you come over to like brand serve and social ad engine, they've also got a nice little help center button down here as well. So if maybe you got some questions on how a particular product or application is used, there is a chance to check out the help center before maybe you would reach out to help desk or one of the managers or brokers. Okay. Again, when we're on Express Docs, we simply click, and just like CB Exchange, it's going to take us right to that product or application that we're using eventually. There we go. So just like that, we're back in Express Docs, just like we were in CB Exchange. Okay. So again, click anywhere where it turns from pointer to finger and it takes you to the application. You'll notice there's a little directional arrow in the upper left-hand corner. That's so we can move these around a little bit. As you can see, my top tier might look a little different than yours when you first log in, but I can take Express Docs and I can move it down here. If I use CBX Buyer Locator more and Zap more, I can customize this to make it look however I would like it to look. Okay. If you notice too, on the opposite side of the directional arrow, you'll see the little X. As we all know, that means to close or get rid of something. So if I get rid of that and get rid of Zap, because I don't use them that much, now they don't even show up on your dashboard. So it's really nice because instead of having all these choices, you can really customize this down to the, handful of apps or products that you're using on a regular basis, okay? And you don't have so much clutter going on, I guess. Now, if you get rid of Zap, like I did, and you find out that maybe you're using it a little bit more than what you thought, so you'd want to add it back on that home screen. There's an Add App button right up here, right above your first tile. And then down at the bottom, or I guess wherever, your apps or products run out, there's another empty tile here where you can click to add it on as well. All right. So I'm just going to use this one, and I'm going to click Add an App, and we'll put Buyer Locator and Zap back in. Oh boy. Hold on. My screens were covering up my buttons here. I apologize. So I've got CBX Buyer Locator and Zap selected. So we're going to go ahead and add those back in. All right. As you see, I put them right back at the top. And if I just use it every now and then, I can move it down here so it's not in my first selection. Okay. The other way that we can also find these apps or find different things is the Find an App search bar. So if we click over here and we start typing Zap, it's going to just show up the Zap tile that we have on there. Okay. So this is only going to search whatever apps you have on your home screen. It's not going to look for the ones that aren't already up here. If you want to add something that's not up here, again, we've got the Add App button here. And as you can see, since I added those two other tiles in, my Add App button comes down to the very bottom. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory. The next part that I want to show you is the tiles up here in the corner. Okay, so you've got the picture, which is your profile. All right. If you click it and maybe you've made some changes to your home screen and you don't really like it, you can go down here and reset your home screen layout. And that's going to reset everything back to how you had it originally before you came in and made any changes. Okay. There's a sign out. That's pretty self-explanatory. Take a tour. So this is kind of going to give you a little walkthrough of Desk. So when we get done, if you want to go back and hit some of the highlights that I'm going over, again, click the picture, take a tour, and that's going to walk you through the features that we're going over right now. Okay. In my profile, again, it just tells you a little bit about yourself, pretty basic stuff. If you check it and any of it's inaccurate, then you'll probably want to reach out so that you can get that changed. If we go into settings, it shows you a list of all the applications and it gives you just a little rundown of what that application or product is. So if we look at BrandServe here, it's Coldwell Banker's online resource for all things brand. It is a new marketing automation and asset management platform that enables you to easily create and distribute marketing materials. So if you're ever maybe confused on, hey, what is this app? Why is this showing up? You can come in here into your profile, go to your settings, and it'll tell you a little bit about it. If there's a certain app or product that you just absolutely don't want to see, then you can click this off in show in menu, and it's not even going to show up for you. Okay. To start out, I would recommend keeping everything open and on for now until you get a little bit more used to the system and the products, and then you can start to take stuff out that you wish to. Okay. There's a nice little help center button here. Again, if you've got some questions and you're on the home screen and maybe the help on the icon or the tile isn't doing the trick and the explanation in settings isn't doing too well, you can come in here to the help center and we've got CBX listing experience, brand serve, all the tools that you're going to see on there. For the most part, we're going to have some kind of help center assistance for you. Okay. So it's pretty nice. That gives us really 3 layers of help for people to go in and check on. Looks like, Jack, do you have a question? All right. Okay. Well, I'll keep moving. I've got the screen share on, so if you guys want to ask a question or anything like that, maybe unmute yourself because it's kind of tricky for me to see the chats and all that, and just feel free to interrupt and speak up. Questions are always a good thing. Okay. So we've gone through everything in your profile, settings, logging in, logging out, rearranging, all that good stuff. Right next to your picture is the little bell, which is going to be your notifications as they start to make updates to the system. This is where all the fun notifications will come. And then up here, you can just mark them all as red after you go through and take in all that really great information. Okay, we went over the help center, which is where we're at here. Okay, favorites. So favorites is a really cool new part that CB Exchange didn't have. And if there's anything you're going to get out of this, hopefully this is it. So in your favorites, what we can do is we can pin those websites that you are going to on a frequent basis. So for me, I've got our MLS login and I've got my Gmail. So from here, if I click on MLS login, it's going to take me right to our board's website. And since I'm already logged in, it's just going to launch me right there. Okay. So again, the heart.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So when you run your business on a daily basis, you run it right. You run it right off of now you'll be running off my CB desk. This is what you'll be running your business on. So if you want to get the MLS from there, then you go. That's how you log into the MLS.
Yep. Yep. So what this is intended to do is just be that one-stop place for agents to go when they need to start their day and get the business going, right? So a lot of times it's like we open CB Exchange and then we have to open .loop and then all these other tabs to get everything going. With Desk, we've just got one single point of login where we can go and we can access our marketing tools, we can access the education that we need in CBU, and we can get to all of the websites that are outside of the Coldwell Banker system as well. And that would be through our favorites, okay? So if we want to add a favorite, we would just come down here and click add new favorite. So for me, I should probably put .loop in there because I do access .loop pretty frequently. So once you click add a favorite, it takes you to this super easy to use add a favorite box. So we'll put in www.loop.com. The computer system already knows what the title of it is. How cool is that?
Can't see everybody.
Just click add favorite. And now my favorite's added. So once I come up here, go back to my favorites, now I've got .loop added in there along with my MLS, along with my Gmail. You can add as many as you would like. If you have a county auditor's website that you go to pretty frequently, I would add that in my favorites. That'll be the next one that I will put in for sure. So again, this is a really neat tool. If we can just think about this as being our login, our single login, when we start the day, go to CB Desk. Everything you're going to need to access throughout the day is going to be located there. Again, take a couple minutes, set up your favorites so that you're all set and ready to go. Okay.
So how about your regular emails that you receive?
The regular emails that you receive, it'll still go to your Gmail box, but you can log
Okay.
into your Gmail directly from your favorites. There you go. So I guess that's a good point, Al. It's not going to open your Gmail inside of Desk. It's going to link you and take you to your inbox outside of it. So it's not happening inside, but again, it's nice to have everything there so you can pull down your favorites and be like, okay, where do I got to go today? Okay. I'm just going to jump back to the home screen to make it a little bit easier for viewing. Okay. The next thing they added, which they started to improve a little bit on CB Exchange, but they really did a nice job in Desk, is the search bar. So if we would say, what would you like to find today? And we type in listing. Now it's going to give us all these different articles, FAQs on listings, information about listings, things of that nature. So it's not just necessarily going to be, you know, finding your way to a certain tool in Desk. It's going to be more of taking you to articles and things of that nature. Okay. We can also come up here and search marketing. And again, it's got all kinds of articles and different things we can go to in order to get some more information about marketing.
She's really nice.
All right. So that is the search bar. Again, we can do a search on everything, just in apps, help center, or in pages. I would recommend just doing a search for everything just so that you can get the best results that are possible. Okay. The last part that we are gonna go over today is the content library, and that's gonna be located over here on the left-hand side. All right, so Desk, that's just gonna take you right to the home screen. No major changes there. Within CV brand, they've got a couple different areas that we can go into. COVID-19 information, where they're going to have resources related to COVID. And we're also going to have brand news. All right, so this is where all your CB briefs are going to be at moving forward. Any articles or anything new that may be happening within the Coldwell Banker Company is all going to be posted here for us to take a look at. So if we would click on this Welcome to Desk. It's going to provide us with all this information on sessions that they're having available. Again, this is kind of happening right now.
Okay.
And then they give you a little video, which is kind of nice.
This talk better be done, or I'm not gonna pay you.
Hey, Jack, can you throw the mute on? All right, now we're cooking. So again, CB brand news, this is where you're going to find all of your news related to Coldwell Banker. Okay. When we go down to marketing, we've got a lot more items that we can choose from. In the advertising box, it gives us some information and some documents related to paid search ad overview, social media, online videos, things of that nature. There's an awards and production for awards within the company of individual award winners and company winners, in case we ever wanted to go and reference that. Branding, again, more resources that are just really easily held together for us regarding branding. So here's the new Guiding You Home campaign, some Project North Star FAQs, and Project North Star Virtual Ask the Expert. So when we're looking at company branding, this is where you're going to find the material that's going to help guide you in the right direction. As you can see right now, this is specific to Coldwell Banker as a company. I believe they've talked about giving each individual company, so for us Haynes, our own little toggle, but I have not seen that yet. We'll hope that it comes in, but not just yet. So everything is just going to be related to Coldwell Banker. There's a global luxury tab, certifications, mailing lists, and marketing tools. So if you're into the global luxury program, this would be a good place to come, check it out, and see what additional items and resources they have available for you there. Okay. Prospecting, again, a couple nice prospecting guides and overviews. Social media, it's going to take you to BrandServe and the templates that we have available there. And then there's all kinds of really neat guides on managing your Facebook, first steps with Facebook ads, Twitter, Pinterest, all that good stuff. We've got some really nice guides down here to help us along the way. And here are the social networks that we are on from Coldwell Banker. So if we wanted to go and look into our Coldwell Banker Facebook page, or we were meeting with a client and they wanted to see what our presence was on some of these social media sites, we could easily come in here and show them what we're all about. Last here under marketing is the studio. Basically the studio is a group within Coldwell Banker that's helping to roll out these new tools to agents. So if you have any interest in learning a little bit about what's involved in all of that, check out this studio part. And then my business. So my business is pretty neat. Right now it's got some forms in there. Again, company forms related to Coldwell Banker and the corporate office. And then we have education here, which is really, really neat because it breaks it down into 3 different portions, totally outside of what we have to offer in CBU. So it gives us links to our virtual education expos and expos that are coming up. It looks like there's also some past presentations. So if maybe you missed one and you want to check it out and see what it's all about, come into the education part of my business and it'll take you right there. This month at product, this is kind of the section that I've been following a little bit more recently. It's going to give updates on when these new products are coming out, and it's going to give a little bit of information about each of the products that is set to come out. Okay. So here they talked about Desk for quite a while, gave us some information leading up to it. And again, it's something that you can follow. And then down at the end here is the CE shop. So if you have any continuing education needs that you might want to fulfill, use the CE shop. It's part of the Coldwell Banker Business Advantage. We get really great pricing through it. And it's super easy to get to now right through your education in my business. So along with having the CBU core courses that are going to be designed specifically for a certain topic, we've also now got these additional portals at our hands that are going to teach us a little bit more about the company and give us links to continuing education, which is really nice. The last toggle or selection that they have on here is Business Advantage. And this is going to list all the companies with who we have a Business Advantage relationship with. Again, our Business Advantage vendors are sourced through Coldwell Banker Corporate and give us special discounts on them. So if we go in, here's D-Sign. If you would want to order signs, tells you a little bit about D-Sign and gives you the link directly to their website. Okay. So these would just be companies that are within that business advantage group. And as you can see, we do have quite a few. I would highly recommend that you check out some of these if any of them fit whatever needs you have. And you can save a couple bucks just by being affiliated with Coldwell Banker. Okay. So again, just to kind of recap, the CB desk is really a platform to be our single sign-on so that we can get to all of the applications and websites that we need to run our business every day. The home screen is customizable, so you can just have whatever tiles up here fit your business, and everything else we can just kind of put off to the side and add them on later on as we go.
Hey, Mick, it's Jack.
Hey, Jack.
So I was at a closing, so I got in a little late on the Zoom meeting, but Frank texted me a question, and you may have covered this already. As far as any contacts that you have in CB Exchange or in the network would not be lost, correct?
Correct. And that's a good question. Yes. So, and you can let Frank know also that
He's
CB
listening, so.
Exchange isn't going to go away right away. They're going to leave it active into 2021. So it's not like, boom, that side's gone and you have to log in here. He can still get in through Desk if he would like. But if I go into, let's see, e-marketing, for example.
Yes.
All right. So the e-marketing tool is going to be exactly the same as it was in CB Exchange.
Okay.
Just how you access it is different and it looks a little bit different. Okay.
And the
So
contacts will stay. And the contacts that are originally in there will stay in there, correct?
100%. Yep. As soon
Okay.
as we're rowing the boat here, getting her loaded up. Don't mind the
Yep.
internet in Toledo. But yeah, all the contacts from Zap or that you've put into e-marketing are already going to be in there.
Okay, good.
All right. Now, when they may make some changes down the road to the e-marketing program, and at that point, we would want to sit down and have a little bit more of an in-depth conversation with agents on how to transfer the contacts over. Hopefully, corporate will take care of it for us.
Okay.
But as you can see in my e-marketing, I still have all my people in there, and my groups are all still intact. Okay, so like if I click here, it still has all the people from my groups that I've already added or the people from Zap. So, yep, none of that will change. Even in Express Docs, if you are saving mailing lists, so if you have a mailing list uploaded in Express Docs that you always send out for your SOI, that will stay in there. Your addresses for e-marketing will stay in there. Social ad engine and all the other tools will automatically populate all your listing information as well. Also for Jack and Al and any other managers that may be on here, they were kind of going back and forth on it a little bit, but Dash is in CB Desk. So they had talked about maybe leaving Dash in CB Exchange, but it looks like they went ahead and migrated it over right away. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions at this time? That really is the overview of the product and the program. Again, very similar to CB Exchange. I think you'll see a lot of the same stuff that you see there that you do here. Again, meant for that single sign-on, so you're not jumping around to websites all the time when you're first getting your day going, and being able to customize this dashboard is really nice. All right. I am going to stop the screen share here. All right, Katie asked, when does CB Desk go live? So on Tuesday of this week, the 25th, they actually went live with CB Desk. Most of the day they were getting all of the apps and products added on, but we are fully live with it now. Again, your sign on to CB Desk is going to be the exact same as what it is for CB Exchange.
Mick, if I did it though, if I went to my CB desk, it looks like it took me to my old one. No? To
Yeah,
my
so your
original.
login page looks like CB Exchange.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
All right, but when you click login, it should take you to the screen that I was showing you originally. If I had to give anybody some homework or encourage anybody something to do over the next 2 weeks, I would say to log in, make sure you can get into CB Desk okay, customize that home screen with the tiles and the apps that you use on a regular basis, and get your favorites added up with your MLS, with your dot loop, Gmail, and any county websites that you might use. I think that would be a really, really good start. If anybody has issues with logging in, or maybe you forget your CB Exchange password username, you can always try Help Desk. Paula is also a good resource for that. Thanks, Paula. And between those two, they should be able to get you logged in and set and ready to go. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody jumping in on the call with us. As I've said a few times, if you've got any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, shoot Paula an email, and we'd be happy to make sure that this onboarding and transition goes nice and smooth for everybody. Thank you to everybody who took the time to join us today. I hope you guys have a great
Heard this,
week.
Mick?
What's that?
Is this recorded today?
Yes, this is recorded. Good. Thanks for bringing that up. So I will get this downloaded. I will put it in YouTube and make sure that the URL is emailed out and put on Facebook so that people can access it easily.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks again, everybody. I appreciate it. Go
Alrighty.
Blue. Let's go get some listings today.
Really?
Thanks, Mick.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.